All right, folks. Hope everyone's having a nice weekend. The people have spoken. They want another video. So you're getting another video. The only reason why I wasn't chomping at the bit to do another video is it's the things are just kind of going according to plan. I like to be a little bit more vocal when folks are in doubt. I'm not big on hey, I told you so. That kind of stuff. When the price is speaking, the price is speaking, and so far it's kind of following according to plan, and so that's great. That's what we were expecting, and so that's kind of where we're at. But I do realize that folks, you like my updates, and so I'm going to give you an update, probably relatively quick because there isn't a whole heck of a lot to update. We are in the midst of early stage parabolic advance, in my opinion. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. I don't know what's going to happen next in markets. I'm giving you my opinion based on what I see. As always, I could be wrong. Don't use this as financial advice, pure education. With that being said, folks that have been following me for a long time, you all have gotten to know my main structure, right? I started posting this chart last spring. My claim was we're still in the same cycle we've been in since early 2019. And comparing this cycle to any previous cycle is very difficult to do because we haven't had the character of the movements within this cycle like we've had, in my opinion, in the last cycles. And in my opinion, again, this cycle is marked by three parabolic waves. The first, right, the third, and then we're in the midst of, I believe, the fifth. Awful circles. Sorry, folks. Awful circles. Ovals. Anyway, in the context of these corrections, have been in the way I view them through the lens of Wyckoff, just massive accumulation events. And again, the analogy I like to use when describing what accumulation events are basically massive springs, right? It's like Hooke's law, which I refer to a lot, which is a law in physics, which is, an elastic object which has energy exerted on it, much like a spring is going to release that energy in the equal to or greater force in the opposite direction once that energy is released. And that's why, again, you don't see me posting a lot of down arrows or, lower price projections, because if again, the majority of my positioning is just spot holdings, thinking it's going to go lower and making decisions based on volatility that's just too difficult to predict is just a way to lose Bitcoin or lose exposure or lose gain. Let the market do the work for you. Once a spring has been released, the market will then do the work for you. Less decisions made, the better. And so the energy in this accumulation event was released back in March 2023, believe it or not, when I called an end to accumulation, and then we just simply consolidated another spring, if you will, right above that breakout range, and now we're potentially even more bullish than the structure that we saw back here, folks. I mean, this structure had a spring release and then a few week consolidation above it. So another spring above it. We had a massive compression above it. And so, this movement, I expect this movement to be more violent. That's just my expectation. I could be wrong. And so that's how we're tracking the current cycle, folks. And RSI breakout here on the weekly. We're in the process right now of breaking out on the weekly on the RSI. The other thing I'm going to say here, folks, is I do see a lot of calls for the start of something in 2025. This thing is going to go to 1 million, and that could happen, right? I could always be wrong, but the parabolas can happen very, very fast, and always have a plan. Have a plan such that this time is not different. This time is not different. It's going to feel different, but in my view, this time should not be viewed as any different. The narrative is going to justify it feeling different. The institutions are here. There's no Bitcoin at OTC desks. Well, folks, there's plenty of Bitcoin to be sold. In fact, what people don't realize is supply is the most constraint in this phase of the market. So in an accumulation phase, there's the least amount of supply available. The price isn't moving because there isn't more demand. In these phases in the market, in expansive trends, supply actually increases, and that's through whales. Whales start distributing their coins. So again, another narrative that we may fall into to say this time is different, it's going way higher. Who's selling here? Nobody's selling here. No, actually, there are a lot of people selling here. They're called whales. They distribute, and this is my opinion, they distribute coins in parabolic uptrends. And so if truly there was no Bitcoin at OTC desks and nobody was selling, we'd be at $1 million tomorrow. Okay, we'd be $1 million tomorrow. They're just the supply to demand, the dynamics of that just wouldn't work, and the market would go through a massive repricing. And so I contend that whales have begun distributing their coins in this powerful uptrend, as you would expect in expansive phases, folks. That's my belief. I could be wrong. Okay. Next. Let's go to MicroStrategy. MicroStrategy, we've been tracking this one for a while, folks. And again, you don't see a lot of down arrows in my charts with these things because where are we now, right? Where are we now? Did I project this? Did I project this? No, I did not. Did I project this? No, I did not. Did I project this? No, I did not. With my Elliott wave counts, I'm adjusting to what I'm seeing. And I'm not trying to project how far it's going to drop on its way up. All I'm concerned with is being a participant in the repricing in that area. And so far, right now, we are we're approaching these areas, right? My wave 3 target, and these could be wrong too. Like again, another thing on targets with me is I use a bunch of different methodologies to calculate a fib extension or a wave extension. With Bitcoin, they tend to exceed normal Elliott wave rules in terms of extensions. Common extensions in Elliott wave are 1.618. Bitcoin tends to, in local waves, go to the 3.618, 4.2, whatever extension that is, far exceeding what one would expect in a rational type of market. And so with MicroStrategy, again, somewhere north of all-time high, wouldn't surprise me. Maybe you get you should always expect some type of wave 4 dip prior to I'm seeing a run to 2000 for this minor third wave, and then possibly up towards 3000 for the blow off fifth. So MicroStrategy tracking. Mara, I posted this one yesterday. This is just a beautiful setup as I look at many variables. We just had, this is a weekly chart in line form, this massive inverse head and shoulders we're working on. We've got another mini inverted head and shoulders, and that goes back to kind of what I was talking about with market phases and compression. So we have a massive compression going on. Let's see, we have a massive compression going on here that lasted years, mini compression above that zone. And folks, this is where the in my opinion, the greatest gains start from, where we are right here. So this third wave could take us to, the minor 3 could take us to anywhere from, I don't know, 90 to 130, $40, possibly a wave 5 peak, anywhere from 250 to 300. Again, something to keep in mind with a name like Mara is how heavily it's shorted. The call buying on this ticker is up there in the top 15, I think, of stocks traded. Don't quote me on that. So you have the potential for not only a short squeeze but a gamma squeeze, and so those are two things that I also like. Now, when it comes to fundamentals, comparing the miners. I don't know. I don't know about fundamentals. I'm not a long-term miner holder. I'm just looking to participate in this portion of the market, this subwave or minor wave 3, and maybe reassess participating in the 5, depending on, you know, how Bitcoin looks and things like that. But if, you know, and I see a lot of not dogging on Mara, but just questioning, you know, CleanSpark's going to surpass it. And that's the clear, you know, leader. And I don't know, but if I'm looking at Mara denominated in CleanSpark, I'm a pure technical trader. And let me just remind you of, you know, fundamentals and a name like Carvana. Go look at that balance sheet. Go look at the debt. Go look at any fundamental metrics by which you would assess the health of a company, and go look at the stock price in the last year. There was a massive dislocation. So just because, you know, A and B doesn't mean that's going to be reflected in C. Okay. And so when I look at Mara denominated in CleanSpark, I see the potential here for some massive outperformance. My count here on this, and I could be wrong, my count here is labeled where, you know, back in February 2019, I see a new trend emerging with Mara. We've got a 1, 2, 3, 4. This 4 looks like just a beautiful triple bottom to me at a crucial demand zone. And so my expectation is for Mara to significantly outperform. I could be wrong, but folks, that's just the way I'm reading it. That's just the way I'm reading it. And I posted a chart on CleanSpark. Was it this morning? And I'm really bullish on CleanSpark. That name looks like it's going to be one of the top names. And so just want to provide some perspective from what I'm seeing. Is I know there's a lot of questions to me on, you know, which one I think is better. And I don't know the answer to that. But from a technical perspective, this is what I'm seeing. Okay. What else have you all been asking me for? Riot. Why haven't I been posting a lot of Riot? Well, because Riot just hasn't been giving me clear signals. And when I don't have clear signals, I don't like to post things because again, I need to have a lot of confidence, which is why you just see me post the regular things I have the most confidence in most often. I'm not trying to do this to gain a bunch of followers. I actually have more followers right now than I know what to do with. And so I like kind of interacting with you all, and my goal is just to give you where I see the clearest signal, and that's it. And that's it. Now, that being said, Riot here is starting to act a lot like it did, and these lines might not look perfect because I made these during when I've got candlestick chart mode up. But the point is, Riot starting to look a lot like it did in this zone back in October of 2020. Okay, this massive flagging consolidation type structure breakout, and here we are with a similar kind of first little breakout here. And where does that look? What does that look like down here? Right here where it made its 1, right? Right here we made our 1, poked our head above that trend line. And then we got a little dip down into subwave 2. We got a dip into sub 2. And now we got a breakout and a weekly close above that level. So from my perspective here, Riot's in the same place from a wave perspective that Mara is in, that CleanSpark is in, that Bitcoin is in, just a little bit later. And so Riot, I don't know if these targets are realistic or not. This is just the way that I've interpreted the wave counts. And again, could Riot outperform from here on out? Potentially it could. Potentially it could. So this next sub 3, I could see it going to 100. I don't know why this 5 is all the way over here. Or not, again, and then a 4 dip down to, you know, just a substantial correction prior to a 5th somewhere above, you know, 150 to 250, 300. I don't know. The 2618 extension that I have here is at 303. But we'll see. We'll keep tracking it. And that's it, folks. I was just wanted to spit out a quick video, give the people what they want. Altcoins, you guys, well, let me just do the quick altcoin review. I get asked a lot about altcoins, and someone asked me about altcoins, and I said I would post. my thoughts. So let me just do that real quick using others. And others looks like it is, others looks like it's going, same thing, same as everything, right? It's just pre-parabolic, or excuse me, early stage parabolic advance. And this is going back, all the way to 2018, where, let me get this back into candle, so you all can appreciate it in a different format. Where the structure just eerily similar to the structure we saw, right? Just massive correction, compression, compression, correction, compression, right? And now compression released, first release, and you get a retest, and then you get a movement out of it, and then it starts to move parabolic. And so that's what I'm seeing right now. I'm seeing very early stage parabolic. The weekly RSIs I posted on X earlier today is also breaking out. Retail isn't even here. None of my friends are asking me what my thoughts are on altcoins or which altcoin I should buy. I think that happens much higher. So with that being said, just looks massively bullish. So folks, that's it for the update. I hope you have a great rest of the weekend, and I look forward to doing some more of these in the near future. Take care.